Good evening, everyone. So, yeah, I'm going to show you why did I choose these three railway names and what was the trade management behind them. So we'll try to cover them like in four parts, right? So the first part is basically the selection part. Why did I select them? Second part is where I bought them. Third part is the trade management, how I pyramided them and where I sold them partially and what was the reason behind that. The fourth thing we're going to discuss about is like this climax selling where I sold most of my position. So तो जो आज के तीन स्टॉक हैं जिस पे हम डिस्कशन करेंगे वो है लाइक IRFC, IRCON एंड RVNL. तो ये तीन स्टॉक मैंने कैसे ट्रेड किए सो वो डिस्कस करेंगे. सो बिफोर वी गो देयर आई विल शो यू like how this railway theme was set up. So the first stock which actually gave a decent move out of a big base, right? अगर आप यहाँ पे देखोगे so probably if you see, right, this was a big base which this guy made, right? So it gave a breakout on 21st of July, right? And after giving a breakout on 21st July, it shows a significant follow-up buying after the breakout also, right? So this is how most of the themes will be set up. So this theme never starts with all stocks moving parallelly, but it will always start from one stock out of a particular sector showing a significant move, and then remaining stocks from that sector will participate. So this was the signal, when these railways name came into my radar. So if you look at this particular guy, Railtel, right? So it moved, I think, some 22 odd percent in 4 or 5 days, right? Breakout plus a significant follow-up line. So it tells you that there is something which is going on in the railways, right? So this is how I kept like another four names into my watch list. So the first name was IRFC, which I took a trade. I didn't take a trade in Railtel, but I took trade in the remaining three candidates, right? So if you look at this particular guy, so selection, as I already told, right? So I got an idea that from Railtel that there is something happening in the rail stock, right? So similar way, like you can put that thing into other names like what we did with the public sector banks recently, right? So these type of moves, like if you could capture like some part of it, it will give you a significant impact on your portfolio, right? So now let's talk about the IRFC trade. So this was the trade which I took on 31st July, right? I showed you like the move in Railtel started from 19th of July. It gave you five significant up days in a row where stock went up 23, 24 odd percent in 4 or 5 days, right? Showing you the urgency, right? So there is a strong urgency in the name. That's why like it went up some 25% in 4 or 5 days, right? So now if you look at the IRFC and if you look at a bigger picture, so this stock gave a breakout from this IPO base, and last year it made a strong move. After that, it traded in a 30% range, right? So if you look at this base depth, it's close to 30%, which is kind of a constructive base formation. Now if you look at what is happening on the right side of this base, right? So this particular area, so if you look at this particular area, there is a significant contraction which has happened here. If you look at this area, there is a significant contraction which has happened here, right? And there are many tight bars around 50 DMA, which shows that this is a constructive base, first of all, and there are many contraction. Plus, Realtel has given you a breakout already, right? So if you look at, if you look at on a daily chart, right? So on a daily chart also, you can see there is a 2T VCB or a cup and handle type of a formation with a pivot base of these 2-3 days, right? So you can significantly see that there was a breakout attempt here, and then there is a drastic drop in the volumes here, and these 2 days are very tight, right? If you look at this particular day, it's probably, I think, just maybe 2% day, right? So when the stock has gone tight enough for us to take a position, so this is where I took my first trade. So I took a first trade here with 0.625 capital at risk. So it gave me like close to 15% allocation here, and I sold one third quantity just to lock in my average gains of 18 to 22%. So this is where I closed like one third quantity. So it gives me enough cushion, for me to hold the remaining quantity and let that trade continue. So then it moved up further, and after probably I think 6 or 7 days, I was sitting with a gain of more than 30%. Right. So this is how this stock moved. Yeah, on I think 7:30 it was some 44%. So this is where I booked the second two-third quantity. Basically the one third more from my first trade around 70, sorry, 40, 42 odd levels. So what happens after that is I'm still holding the last one third quantity. And if you look at this particular formation, right? So stock try to retrace back to 10 EMA, and it started pulling back as soon as it touched 10 EMA. So if you see this particular candle, so it shows you that the stock is significantly pulling up from 10 and 20 EMA, and after that it again started contracting. So this was probably the first buy point, right? So which is kind of visible here. So why didn't I buy it here is because of this supply, right? So I don't know like whether these are the active sellers where they will book more profits. So I just want to see like how the price will react as soon as it is trying to retest this level of 50, 51, right? So after that, the stock is making further contractions. And now if you look at the weekly chart, so this is the weekly chart of IRFC, right? So it formed very good, inside bar, right? After giving a breakout, a follow-up buying, after that, the stock is contracting significantly. It formed a inside bar. So it again came into my action list for the next week that I want to pyramid here. So this is where I pyramided the next position. So I pyramided my next position at 51.5, and the stock closed with 10% move intraday, and yeah, so it gave another significant move for next 2 days, and this is where I sold my two-third of the second position, right? So again, the same logic, right, which I told you here. So I just want to protect my average gains, and the remaining I want to let the trade run for bigger gains, right? So here I sold two-third of my position, and so till now, like I was holding, one third of my first trade and one third of the second trade. So this first trade which I sold, here it gave me close to uh, so first trade from here to here, combined like selling it into three part, it gives me close to 11 hour gains, right? And the second position also gave me close to 10 hour gains. So the second trade was again on 0.625. So this is how it added close to 20 hour on my portfolio. So we'll talk about the second stock, IRCON. Yeah, so the same thing, right? So as I mentioned, so this was the stock which I bought it here. So I bought a pilot position here because the company was coming up with the earning that week. So I just wanted to see like how it behaves after the earnings are reported. So it came up with a strong earning. I think the revenue was up some 30 odd percent. So this is where I took my first trend, and it didn't hit my SL, so I just kept it holding. So this was the second trade where I allocated significantly because the reason was I bought a pullback. First of all, so this is a trade which I even live shared on Twitter also, right? So 102 with 98 SL was my entry here, and on that day also I think we closed some 7 or 8% higher. Yeah, so this was a complete trade of IRCON, right? So yeah, 102.7 with SL 98. So this gave me significant position sizing as I took this trade with close to 4% SL, and with my first trade. So both position combined, I was having close to I think 20%, 22% quantity here. So this is where I added a third trade. The reason for the third trade is again, if you look at this guy, right? So after moving up, it never came down below that 108 levels. So that means the guy who have bought it, basically the smart money who have bought it on this very same day. So they're trying to protect even the high of the day, which is a very, very bullish sign, right? So they don't want the stock price to, so you can consider it like 108 is something where they are seeing the value and they want to add more, right? So as soon as the stock is trying to test the high of the bar, it is seeing a pullback. And now it has contracted significantly around 10 EMA also, right? So this is where I built up my third position and pyramided it to my existing winning trade, right? So the reason for selling IRFC, multiple time in between was that there was a vertical move, right? You can see like stock is moving up some 20, 22, 23% in just 2, 3 days. And in this case, the stock is actually making a step way pattern, right? So it's not giving you a vertical move. So it gives you enough time and it gives you enough understanding that you can add and build more position into these type of stocks, right? So after that, the stock moved up some 50% from my second buy and 60% from my first buy. And I'll come back to that sometime. Maybe we can discuss it later. Like the percentage of the move which starts from the bottom of the base to the high of the base is close to 100%. So as soon as the move is testing its level of 100% from the bottom, so that should be a selling criteria. You should not be holding like much more quantity if the stock has already made a move of 100%. It will most likely form either a tight flag of 2 to 4 weeks or it will form a proper base. So this was the reason like many of basically all of three trades which I took on the railway, I sold all of them into the strength and I didn't wait for them to start showing me the first sign of the weakness. So this was the IRCON and the third was RVNL. So RVNL again, as I said, right? So theme-based stock gives you enough time for you to build those positions. So if you look at this guy also, it is also showing you pretty much urgency, right? The stock is up some 125 to 158 with 6 green bars in a row. And this is the first time it is showing you a pullback to the 10 EMA. And this is where I bought my first position here, right? So I bought this one at, I think close to 158, 59. And then I sold it around, I think 188 or 189. So this was the third trade. So overall, like IRCON and IRFC, they both combined added close to 38, 39 R to my portfolio. And I'll show you like, how that 40% move on these stocks helped me make my portfolio again 100% or more in just 4 or 5 weeks. So coming to the second part of the video, which we are going to cover about the MTF. Okay, so MTF is nothing but margin trading funding. So what does that indicate? Basically, there are you can consider it as buying a future instead of buying a cash stock and holding it for 365 days. So how does that work? Is basically the bank or the brokers are giving you leverage on A category stocks, and most of the time I think it's close to 3x the leverage I use, like ICICI Direct. There could be many other brokers which will be giving the MTF, and this is not a promotional video for ICICI Direct. I don't have any interest, or my disclosure is basically I'm not doing it for ICICI Direct. I'm doing it what I do and what I use, right? So yeah, so MTF will give you 3x leverage, and you can buy your growth stocks or the stocks which you want to hold for a little longer. I won't recommend using it for 3 to 5 days of swing trading or momentum burst, which most of people can use it. The reason for that is as soon as you are on a 3x leverage, your risk is also 3x, right? So yeah, so first of all, let's talk about who should use this MTF. In my opinion, it's my opinion. I don't have anyone. Sorry, it's my opinion, and so so it's my opinion. And want to say like whosoever want to make use of MTF, they should be profitable. It should not be that if you are beginner in the trading and if you are still into a learning phase, you start using the leverage. So leverage works in favor of you and it works against you as well. And the second thing is whenever you are planning to use leverage, use it always in the bull market. Don't try to use it in the bear market. The reason for that is the failure in the bear market will be much higher than uh, the winner in your bull market. So try to do it with cautiously. This is for someone like who has a decent size account and they want to grow their account at much faster pace and they are already successfully trading, right? So if you're successfully doing the trading from probably last 2 years, 3 years, right, then you can use this facility and make use of leverage to grow your account at much faster rate. So I use ICICI Direct. So there could be some other broker which will be giving you the MTFs. So how MTF work is basically you can go through this document. So basically they will be pledging your stock and they will be giving you certain amount of leverage. Let's take Sairama SGS, right? If I want to buy 1,000 stocks of Sairama SGS, I will have to put in 5,35,200 rupees of my own money. But if I'm going with MTF, I need 187K and 347K will be given by the broker. Okay, so now why broker is giving you money? He is basically charging an interest on top of that money. Okay, so instead of considering it as a loan, so they are giving you some leverage and they are charging an interest on that. So I'll go to the interest part. So these are the plans which they are offering. So I have subscribed to the last plan 9999. So based on your requirement, like you can choose the plan just to reduce your MTF interest rate from approximately 20% down to 9.65%. So this is the lowest which they offer. And yeah, again, as I said, this is not a promotional video for ICICI Direct. You can explore, other brokers as well, and whatever suits your requirement, you can go with that. And yeah, so with MTF, like if you're getting a 3x leverage, and if you're if any single position has given you a gain of 10% in percentage term on the total allocation, right? As I said, right, in case of Sairam SGS on 535K, if you are making 10%, then you'll be making 53,000 bucks, right? Which is on your capital invested, it will be close to 30% as the broker is giving you the remaining margin. So this is how you can grow your account much faster. But again, as I said, it comes with risk. So please take care of those risks and explore uh, the MTF options carefully before you jump in and start using it. So thanks. That's it for today, and hopefully we'll come up with more videos in the future. Thank you, everyone, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thank you.